Aren't you tired yet? Not of the word. Look, that word is stupid. Are you tired of what you're doing with it? What word? You heard the word enough times that you started watching yourself, editing yourself. You got quieter in meetings. You stopped pushing back as hard. You learned, carefully, deliberately, to frame things in a way that didn't start a conversation that you'd have to finish. Not because you were wrong, because you were right the wrong way, and it was costing too much. You called it emotional intelligence. You called it picking your battles. You called it being the bigger man. Wasn't any of those things. It was surrender, with a vocabulary sophisticated enough that you could sell it to yourself as growth. Now, I know that vocabulary. I used it for years. Here's what actually happens. The culture doesn't beat you. It doesn't have to. It's not strong enough. And frankly, neither are the people running it. I just kept repeating the accusation, same as you, loud enough, long enough, from enough different directions simultaneously, your phone, your office, her face, the internet, HR, the fucking newsletter, that you started doing its job for it. You became your own compliance department. You started preemptively managing yourself so nobody else had to. And you called that maturity. You called it maturity. Well, that's not growth. That's occupation. A bloodless, bureaucratic, entirely voluntary occupation. You know, like Hitler in Poland, where you handed over the keys, made a copy for anyone who asked. Wait, maybe that's more like France. Then you felt vaguely confused about why the house doesn't feel like yours anymore. And here's the part that should make you want to put your fist through something. You didn't do it because you believed them. You knew it was bullshit. You did it to keep down the temperature, to keep her from looking at you like that, to keep your job from becoming a performance review about your communication style, to avoid being the man who has to defend himself in a room full of people who've already decided before you even walked in. So you got smaller. Not all at once. That would have been too obvious. Incrementally, strategically, in ways you could justify to yourself at 11 o'clock at night when the house was quiet and the version of you that used to take up space was staring at the ceiling, wondering, what the fuck? You're not toxic. You never were. Toxic is what they called the parts of you that were inconvenient, the ambition that made someone feel lazy, the directness that made someone feel managed, the anger, your completely legitimate, correctly calibrated anger that made someone feel like they couldn't control you anymore. Toxic was the label they put on the parts of you that couldn't be easily managed, easily predicted, easily filed away. And you, because you were considerate, because you gave a shit, because you were trying to be a good man in a world that kept moving the definition, you accepted the label and they used you. You internalized it. You started managing those parts of yourself before anyone else had to ask. That's not emotional intelligence. That's self-amputation. And it's performed slowly enough, you don't even notice the blood. The man who used to walk into a room and own it, not arrogantly, not aggressively, just fully, that man learned to measure his footprint. He's still in there. He's furious right now. Not at them, at himself, for being so fucking reasonable about it. You're not tired of being called toxic. You're just tired of the version of yourself that learned to agree. If you're done agreeing, I work with men on exactly this, one-on-one. The link's in the description.